Welcome back. It's been a minute, but that's okay. Time goes on, and so do we. So, I'm going to do something a little different today. I think this is more akin to some of the other art projects that we've done on this channel, but with a little bit of a twist. So, what I have behind me is our 2025 spring and summer movie tier list. And so as you can see, this is already here, so I'm going to kind of do it like the reverse of what you would do for like a regular tier list where you talk about it and rate it. These have already all been rated, and I'm going to talk about why we rated them, what we rated them. This probably started in like May of this year, and we just did DragonCon, so now it is our official fall season. So we're going to take all these out. I'm going to make them into a little book. I honestly might just buy a binder and put it all in a binder. We'll see. I think a binder is the easiest step, and then maybe I'd make a book later. So I'm going to talk about why we rated things, what we rated them. And that's it. And then I'm going to restart my board. I don't know if you can see it well, but here's our ranking over here. And as you can see, I stopped F all the way up here, which makes it very, very crowded. So after we pull everything off, I'm going to spread this down just a little bit, maybe like here, just so we have some more room. Because most of our movies we rated at like low A, high B. And so if we can kind of give them some more space, we can get some more nuance. All right. So this is not every single movie I watched. I didn't put movies that I watched by myself, and I didn't put movies that I just watched with just one other person and or rewatches. So there's a couple exceptions, but like I watched Clerks a bunch, watched Dirty Dancing, watched Roadhouse a bunch. Roadhouse is up here, but I watched it more than once. What else? There are a couple movies that I'd like to give honorable mentions that are not on this board because this is mostly supposed to be like group movies. The McCriskett Squad, Final Destination Bloodlines is pretty good. I saw it at the drive-in, had a great time. Also saw Mission Impossible at the drive-in. Beans, did not enjoy. I think those are really the only notable exceptions. So those are all the rules. I do want to talk a little bit about the art process that I did. So all of these are regular sketchbook paper, and then I used just Sharpie and fine line pens. There are a couple exceptions that have a little bit of color, but I really wanted to use those colors very sparingly so it's a lot more cohesive. I think that's it. I think I've changed my mind. I want to talk about why I did this. So one of the things that I was really struggling with, and I think it's a really normal thing to struggle with, is like I felt like everything was going so fast and going so fast. And I really wanted to find a way to like kind of slow down and be a little bit more here. And one of the things, I saw this thing online that was like, spend time engaging with media that you love. And I love watching movies with my friends. Like, it is one of my favorite activities to do. We rescued a CRTV. We have a VHS player. I'm slowly working on collecting all the Bond movies on film. My camera actually right now is sitting on a couple ones and the VHS for Dirty Dancing. And that's also part of this too, is that like I've been trying to be more into physical media. Especially like as you can see and we'll talk about, is I have a lot of queer media, and I really want to get physical copies of these things because when you don't own the media and you don't own digital media, they can take it away whenever they want, and they can be, Amazon, Hulu, the government, whatever. They can decide, well, no, that's too gay, you can't have it anymore. So having this physical reminder of it, I think, is important. And also, buying physical media. Like, listen, ain't nobody gonna take away Hot Dolly Parton from me. And so that's something that I'm working on, is like I want to have more physical media of the things that I love and spend more time with the media that I love. Especially like spending time with the media that I love, with the people I love, and putting all of these memories in is very nice. The other thing that I did on all of these, and we'll start here with our lowest ranked movie. All of them have individual ratings, so then I also know who we watched them with, which is very fun. I should have brought a container for the pins. Oops, that's okay. So that's how our ranking system works, is everyone has an individual star rating, and then we average them out, and that goes on the board. I really should have grabbed a container for the pins. We'll take these magic cards. Maybe. Ooh, cut that. While I struggle with this. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's only kind of red stuff. I thought it was a magic card deck. So, let's talk about our worst rated film, The House That Jack Built. I love horror. We all love horror in this house. Well, one of my partners, not so much, but mostly we do. This movie, for the first hour and a half, phenomenal. I was having so much fun. I felt like this had really important things to say about, you know, like how we view serial killers in society, how we view violence against women in society. I think one of the most powerful scenes in this movie was the "if you feel like screaming, you should." That was so powerful and so good. And then the last 45 minutes of this movie is the most high school interpretation of Dante's Inferno I have ever seen. Ruined everything, brought all of our ratings down by literally a star point. Very disappointed. First hour and a half though, very good. So that's our lowest rated movie of the season, The House That Jack Built. That one is really gory. If you are sensitive to gore and stuff, I would skip that one. It's pretty violent. The last 40 minutes suck though, so that's why I really wouldn't recommend it. So F tier. I think really that's our only F tier. I think these next couple are D tier movies. And so our next lowest ranked movie is Independence Day. There's nothing really wrong with this movie. It's just really dated, and it doesn't really hit the same as it did when it came out in the 2000s, late 90s. I think it came out in 2000 flat. But like, I don't care. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't hold up as well. Like, the tech stuff doesn't hold up. I don't care about a lot of the characters. They make a couple weird decisions that don't, like, make sense. Loved the dog. Loved Will Smith in it. Loved Jeff Goldblum in it. I thought they were fun. But overall, it just doesn't really hold up in my opinion. It doesn't give me enough of the fantasy. Chandler really didn't like this one. There's our ratings for that. Alright, our next D tier. This one might be controversial. The original Friday the 13th. I only have 2 ratings for this, but we did actually watch this for a party, and I should have gotten more people's ratings. I just didn't think about it. And I think the reason that we didn't really rank this well is, again, it kind of doesn't hold up with modern horror. Not to say that, like, it's bad. Like, I ranked this higher than Ivy did, but Ivy pulled my rating down. It's fun. I had fun. I'll watch this again. But, you know, listen, it's got us started, and now we've built a lot cooler things. I don't know if I should be, like, talking about the plots of these movies, but I feel like not. I feel like these are just, like, my opinions and why we rated them, and talking about the art. If you want plots, let me know. We can do plots. Alright, our next one. And this is what I was talking about with queer media. So I think we're solidly into, like, our C tier movies now. This is Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was really fun, but that's about it. I could see why at the time this was really, like, wow. But I enjoyed it. I had fun. I liked the bus. I liked everyone's relationships with each other. It was really sweet. It was really genuine. I could also see though, like, you know, it's very sugary. There wasn't a lot of like, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just allowed to be fun. Our next C tier, I disagree with this one. I rated this a lot higher, but that's okay. The Fly. This is like the quintessential Cronenberg movie. I am a Cronenberg girly. So I ranked this higher, but our rating kind of got dropped down because Ivy and Dan didn't like it as much as I do. But that's okay. I think Jeff Goldblum in this is phenomenal. If you haven't seen a Cronenberg, I feel like people recommend starting with The Fly, but I feel like The Fly is very intense and has a lot to say. I feel like something maybe like Scanners is a little bit more easy, but it still has a lot of the Cronenberg fun. Scanners can be a little slow though. This movie is not slow. You are like the whole time. So I recommend seeing it, but maybe like your second Cronenberg movie, so you kind of know what's going on and what we're doing. You can skip The Brood. Skip it. Boring. It's just him going through a divorce and being a... I was gonna say being a brat about it, and then I was like, is that mean? But then like, he literally, spoiler alert, but the movie's like 40 years old at this point. He literally strangles his wife in the movie. So I don't know, not the best. I'd skip The Brood. I wouldn't skip The Fly though. Okay. So now we're gonna go into our high C's. And we got History of the World Part 1. This movie is so special to me. I watched a lot of Mel Brooks movies with my dad growing up. This is one of my favorites, along with Frankenstein. Oh, what's the other one? Not Blazing Saddles. Anyways, so I wanted to watch this because Ivy had never seen it and then she didn't really like it, which is okay. But I really love this movie. High C, very fun. Some of the jokes don't hold up as well now, but some of them are just so funny that it doesn't matter. Like the Inquisition. Very good. Alright, moving on to our next high C. We got... Oh, it's a roller skate pin. That's so funny. Ooh. There we go. This is one of the older ones. I was using tape. That I carefully peeled that off so it's all more uniform. So Casino Royale. Like I said before, I watch a lot of James Bond movies. I have a lot of them on VHS. This is the new Casino Royale, not the old one. So I don't have it on VHS. I don't even know if it came out on VHS. But this, I feel like this is Daniel Craig's first Bond. It's good. It's fun. It's sexy. The car in it is technically a cue car, but you don't get a lot of gadgets. But it's fun. And like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Daniel Craig isn't that great of a Bond. I think he's great, and the people who say he's not a great Bond are Roger Moore fans. But yeah, I also only rated this a 3, and I think it's because like I had just watched it and then rewatched it. Okay, so that's our C tier. So now we're gonna go to our, I'm gonna call these like our low B's. So we got, our first Swayze sensation, Dirty Dancing. I'm actually, once again, y'all are on the VHS for Dirty Dancing. I really love this movie. Ivy did not, and it brought our score way down. I think this is cute. I think it's fun. I love that it has some moments of seriousness. It has a lot of growth. It has a lot of ooh. I love Dirty Dancing. I think it's very fun. Okay, our next one. This one's kind of was a surprise. So Ivy and I watched this, and I wasn't really expecting this to be a good movie, but Chopping Mall kind of bangs. It was a lot of fun. It's silly. It's a silly 80s slasher, but it was a unique concept, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it delivers on the kills very fun. It gives you everything you want. Like, if you're like, is that gonna explode? It'll explode. Is that gonna shoot blood? It'll shoot blood. I had a lot of fun with this. If you're looking for a fun, easy slasher. I also wonder, did I put... Speaking of this, because I think I only watched it with Ivy, 2 more honorable mentions that I think are in the same category. Frankenhooker. I loved Frankenhooker. If you want to watch a weird movie, Frankenhooker is right up there. The ending, like the whole movie, I feel like is a setup for the ending. And it pays off. I think it's really worth it. I really liked Frankenhooker. We also watched Reanimator. We watched that on the CRTV. It was a lot of fun. Both of them, very good, very fun if you want some good body horror. Reanimator is really gory, and both Frankenhooker and Reanimator have a lot of sexual elements to it. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to watch that, those two might not be good for you. Chopping Mall doesn't really have too much. Like, there's a little bit of like the classic, like, let's go make out in the park. But it's not too bad. Alright, our next one now. Another horror. All I watch is horror movies, James Bond, and gay movies. That's all I watch. You can pick which movies go into which category. The Menu. I think a lot of people really like this movie. I think everyone's acting in this movie is phenomenal. One of my friends was like, I think this actress should have been the main... No, she did great. Love it. I had a lot of fun with this movie. Fun little side note, those opening scenes where they're on the Driftwood Beach, that's Jekyll Island. And we got to go there this summer, so that was kind of cool. I think this movie is really fun. It's very popular for a reason. If you haven't seen it and you are interested in it, watch it. It's fun. It's very well paced. It's very fun. It's very pretty. Okay, so that's our low B tier. So now we're going to go into like our high B tier. Again, something that I wouldn't have picked for myself, but Ivy really wanted to watch it, and I'm very glad that I watched it. This is A Scandal in Bohemia. This is not the BBC version. It's like an older version from like the 70s, I think. I'll put this whole list in the description with the year out in the description so you can see everything, because I don't remember. But this is like more episodic. It's kind of like the original version of the latest BBC one, except for very straight and tight to the narrative. I had a lot of fun with this. A Scandal in Bohemia is also one of the ones that Robert Downey Jr. did, inspired by. But one of my favorite things is one of the people is talking, and you know, it's the Royal Duke is talking, and it's like, it's a shame she wasn't on my level. And then Holmes looks at him and goes, yes, it's apparent she's on a different level. Very fun. I had a lot of fun with this. I'll put the full description for this one, because there's a lot of Sherlock Holmes, so I want you guys to know which one I'm talking about. I had fun. Okay. Another classic. Ooh. This is also one of the earlier ones we watched. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Listen, I love to have fun with a film, okay? I know that, like, we can talk about having, like, serious cinematography and such, but sometimes I want to have fun. I don't think this is my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but it's fun. It holds up. It's a lot better than the new ones. I haven't even seen the fucking Dial of Destiny or whatever. I thought that was fake. I didn't know they made another real one. But this one is good. I had fun. Stop making them. We don't need another one. Stop making them. This one was fine. Alright. I actually, for this one, if I remember to put it in, I have me drawing this one, so I might add that. We'll get a little nice break. I really like this movie, and like, listen, I know a lot of people are going to be like, this is just a stupid stoner movie. And like, they're not wrong. It is kind of a stupid stoner movie, but I think it's one of those movies that the more you put into it, the more you get out, if that makes sense. I feel like it's a really insightful look into this author's point of this life. I think it's a really insightful look into the time of America and this reflection of like the hippie movement in this time. Because I think one of the things to think about with this time period is like, in the late 60s, nobody knew by the mid 70s everything was just going to die down. And I think that this movie really capitalizes on that transitionary period of American history. And I think it also, it's just fun. It's fun, and I like to have fun. But I do think, like, to just count this as just a stupid stoner movie does not do it justice. I think it's a little more than that. I think you are allowed to just watch it as a stupid stoner movie and go hee hee. But I do think it has more to say than that. So Elijah Wood's in there. Okay. So now we're going to go into our low A tier. Yeah. So again, this one was kind of hard for me to rank with everything else because we don't watch a lot of documentaries, and this is a documentary, not just like a film. This is Paris is Burning. This is about the Harlem ballroom scene in like the 80s, 90s in New York. Phenomenal. It is such a good, I like a documentary. I don't watch them a lot, but I like documentaries. This was so good. My eyes were glued to the screen the whole time. It is so wonderfully shot. It is so genuine. It is so real. And like, I think watching Paris is Burning, especially if you're a baby gay, can really set you there and can really give you a large breadth of history of being gay and of the AIDS epidemic, you know, like this point in time, and how these people, especially how like black culture influences gay culture and vice versa, and how those will slowly leak out into the rest of society. It talks a lot about violence that people faced at the time. It talks a lot about also just queer joy. Like there's this scene where there's this woman who's transitioned medically, and she's like, I don't have that past anymore. I'm free. And she looks so happy. So like, it is a beautiful movie. There are parts of it that are very sad. But listen, if you gay, you queer, you are friends with anybody who's queer, you should watch this movie. It's 90 minutes. It's beautiful. I feel like it's a very educational being queer in America film. We rated it pretty high. It felt weird to like compare it to like X-Men. So he's a little bit of an anomaly, but I'm very, very glad I watched it. Alright, so next, just to transition to something completely different. The original X-Men. This is the one, I guess not original isn't true because there's been earlier ones. The original reboot, modern, this came out in the like early 2000s. I wasn't expecting it to hold up, but it does. I had a lot of fun. I also, one of the movies also in this category that I didn't put in because it was a billionth time rewatch for all of us is Deadpool versus Wolverine. So we watched both of those this summer, and fun. It's just fun. I had a good time. I am very surprised it held up this well. This is where we're starting to get people start giving things 5-star reviews. I had a lot of fun. I don't have a lot of notes. I think a lot of people have seen this movie. It has, oh man, a very good mystique in here. Like, we start to get it. Very fun. Oh. Book Tavern pin. I pulled the tape off of this one too. Okay. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. So, this is the only Fast and Furious movie I have ever seen, and I've seen it more than once. I've never seen any of the other ones. I had such a fun time watching this movie. It's just a fun time. The cars are fun, the journey's fun, the characters are fun. There's a little bit of sexed upness, but it's not near as egregious as some of the other ones. I'm gonna be real. Out of all of these this is one of the ones where I'm like, I kind of want to watch it again, like right now. I could watch Dirty Dancing again, but I could watch this one right now. Oh, speaking of rewatching movies, another one that I don't have up here that I'd probably rank pretty high would be Ocean's 11. I love Ocean's 11. It's one of my favorite movies. I think I've watched it like 3 times this summer. I could watch that movie again right now. I think it's in the PlayStation right now. I could turn it on and rewatch it. I love Ocean's 11. Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm getting undressed. Let me retie my little boot in here. One of the things that I think is one of the things that I do struggle with series is that, like, I'm always very hesitant to watch sequels because they're almost never as good as the original. And a lot of times I feel like they can make the whole series worse. Like Clerks 1, I love Clerks 1. But Clerks 2, and like I've never seen Clerks 3 because Clerks 2 was so beans. And so that's kind of how I feel about all the other Ocean's movies. I've never seen them. I don't want to. If they are not as good as Ocean's 11, I'm afraid. And I feel like people like frown upon that. Like if you're like, well, if you like this, you should just watch the other ones. And it's like, no, I'll just watch Ocean's 11 again. But I've had people like tell me that about Clerks, Ocean's 11. There's another one. Star Wars kind of falls into this category, but a little bit more chunked. So like the first 3, the second 3, the last 3. The last 3 Star Wars movies sucked. And I know a lot of people are coming around to the second ones about whether or not they actually were secretly good. They're fine. It literally is like this. The first ones are so much fun. They're so unique. The middle ones are fine, but they have a lot weaker writing. The last ones are just beans. Beans. I was so disappointed by that. This is becoming the Star Wars rant. Sorry. I did not like any of them. I've heard the TV shows are good, and I can believe that because a lot of the older TV shows were really good. Like Clone Wars. I have a lot of Star Wars opinions that I didn't know I had. We're moving on. This is one of the movies that I'm kind of surprised that I haven't watched before. And is Wayne's World. I had so much fun. It was great. It's a great classic. It's another stupid stoner movie. Maybe not as like in depth of thoughts as Fear and Loathing, but I think it has stuff to say. You know, like be nice, celebrate each other, don't sell out. I had fun. It's one of Ivy's favorite movies, so a lot of fun. We did rewatch Bill and Ted too because Ivy hadn't seen Bill and Ted and I hadn't seen Wayne's World, so now we traded. Love Bill and Ted. I'd put it up here. I think that belongs here. That's another one that, like, the first movie's so good. I think I've seen The Bogus Adventure, but I don't think I've seen the new one. Bogus, not bonus. Alright. Got one more of our low A tier. This for me is a 5 out of 5 movie. I will rewatch it right now. I love Roadhouse. And this is our second Swayze movie. I love a Swayze, apparently. Ivy had never seen this, so I wanted to watch it with her. She also likes this. She liked this a lot better than Dirty Dancing because she likes a lot more action movies than I do. But, whew, I love this movie. I love the action. I love the characters. I love the setting. I love the plot. The chemistry between the characters. I love this movie. This is also, I've never seen the remake. I watched the trailer for it. I'm not sure how I feel about Jake Gyllenhaal. I have come around a little bit more. Ivy is, if she's watching this, she's making so much fun of me because this is something I say to her all the time. But I really liked Nightcrawler and I really liked Zodiac. But I don't know. I feel like Jack Gyllenhaal is really good at playing like a weird little dude. And I feel like the Roadhouse character of Dalton is a little bit more straight. Because, like, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. would be a good one. I think Daniel Craig could do it. Especially more like Glass Onion. Daniel Craig, less James Bond. I think he could do a good one. Idris Elba. Putting it out there. But yeah, I don't know. I think Jake Gyllenhaal's just not... The setting being in Key West... It's not Key West, it's the Florida Keys. I don't know which island it is for the new one. It does look fun. But it also looks a lot more like they amped up a lot of like the violence. Like there's like machine guns. So, I don't know. I'm hesitant to watch the new one. Moving on. Now we're at our high A tier. We have Sinners. This movie was great. All of us almost ranked it 5 stars. It was like 4.2s, 4.3s. This is a great vampire movie. This is a great assimilation movie. This is a great capitalism bad movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I'd go see it. It's good. It is kind of gory. It is kind of sexy. So, like, again, probably not for, like, if you're sensitive to those topics. But it's not too bad. It's not too much gore. And it's not, like, too much explicit stuff on screen. But it is there if you're, like, sensitive to that kind of stuff. I really, really liked it. Also, this movie, they did a lot of really interesting things with the filming. I'll put a link in the description for the director, I think, explaining what he did with the filming. And so there was a bunch of different versions released. And this movie does all of these really cool things with the scale of the film. Kind of like, oh, girl, see, I'm getting too excited again. Kind of like what Longlegs did, except for this movie's good and Longlegs was boring. And like, how are you a supernatural thriller and you're boring? Because that's the worst crime a movie can be, is boring. Like, I can hate it and that's fine, but don't bore me. And I feel like the first 15 minutes of Longlegs were great. And then when the framing shifts and it just becomes a police procedural, I'm like... Also, I don't know, I feel like Nicolas Cage doesn't play a good... I feel like that also needed a more serious serial killer in it. And I feel like Nick Cage can do a serial killer, but it needs to be more like Face Off than the Joker. And I just felt like it was kind of Face Off. I didn't like Longlegs. Unrelated. Moving on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love this movie. And so, like, when I was talking about how Friday the 13th doesn't really hold up in terms of horror, this does. And I think this does because none of the characters are dumb and it plays comedy very well. Because there are scenes in this movie that are funny. Like, one of the characters is wheelchair bound, and they just roll him down a hill. It's really funny, and like, you're like, you're a bad person making fun of a disabled person. It's funny. They play it funny. It's supposed to be funny. And I think that that is something that makes this movie play really well. This is also one of the movies I've never seen any of the other ones. I've only ever watched this one. There does look like there's a remake, and the remake looks pretty good, so maybe I'll watch it. But I also think that this movie is one of those movies that you can't just watch it flat level as a slasher, but if you think about it, it has a lot of themes going on that make it really powerful. I could be getting this quote wrong, but I think Wes Craven said that when he watched it, it made him become a vegetarian because it is such an insightful indictment about the meatpacking industry. I also think it's a really impactful discussion about feminized labor and how labor that women do is seen as way lesser than the labor men's are typically do. And I feel like that's a motif that, because like Leatherface is the biggest dude in the family, but he dresses femme. You see little eyelashes, and he does all of the cooking and cleaning and decorating and family care, and for that he is treated like garbage, even though he's a fundamental part of the family. It's very interesting. I think this one holds up really well. I also think that this one holds up really well because the one choice that I think really sets this movie apart from other slasher movies is the fact that it's all in the daytime. And I feel like that makes it really stand out from a lot of other horror movies. And that's such a minor detail, but I think it's really effective. I think it does a really good job. If you haven't seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you like horror movies, you should watch it. It's good. It's a granddaddy of a lot of different tropes. The meat hooks, those come from that movie. The chainsaw, the mask made of human skin, like, while yes, there have been other movies that do those elements, I think this is the one where like people know it from. So yeah, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The ending? Interesting. Anyways, love this movie. Alright, we're almost at the end. Our only S tier movie of the whole spring summer collection. The To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. I love this movie. I cried. I paused this movie to put on a cute outfit, and I threw up. Literally, genuinely, this movie made me vomit. I had such a good time. Highly recommend. This is another one of those queer media that I feel like everyone should see. While Paris is Burning is more serious, this has moments of seriousness in it. It's much more uplifting. It's much more, not like to say like Paris is Burning, because Paris is Burning doesn't make you want to feel good or bad. It just wants to show you this slice of life. This movie wants you to feel better. This movie wants you to be who you are. And that, like, I think one of the central themes of this movie that really resonated with me is you being authentically you makes other people's lives better. And I think that is such a powerful statement. Also, again, another Swayze. I feel like this movie wouldn't work today with such the weird political climate that we're in, and I think that's sad because I think this movie was beautiful. It's Robin Williams in it, it's Patrick Swayze in it, it has Wesley Snipes in it. Oh man, who's the other one? We can't remember the actor who plays Chi-Chi. Anyways, it's great. It's so much fun. You'll cry, you'll laugh, you might vomit. positive. I loved this movie. I had such a good time with it. I think that's all I have to say about that. So that is our spring summer 2025 movie collection. I'm honestly thinking what I might do is flip this stack so it goes worst to best like we just did here. Oh, also this is coated in blue chalk because we did it for one of our friends' baby showers or gender reveals, whatever. You know. So that's what all the blue chalk is. She had a boy. The baby's happy and healthy. So I think I'm gonna make this into a book. I think I'll make that a separate video. And that's our spring summer collection. And now it's time for my favorite season, fall. Probably do fall winter, so this will probably go through New Year's. So expect another one of this series in January. While we're here, I'm gonna take this knitting needle out. Sewing needle. If you use a regular pin. And we're gonna spread these out. I'm gonna put my F tier down here. Ooh. Goes our D tier. C tier, B tier. Yeah, and that gives us, I think I might actually move this down just a little more. Because we really didn't watch a lot of movies that we don't like. Oh my god. Ugh. I think I'm just going to use a pin. Ugh. Okay, there we go. That's a little more evenly spaced. That's all I have. Thanks for joining me. I have a couple scripts written for stuff I want to do. I want to do the bookbinding for this. We'll do the January one for our fall winter collection. I don't know what else I have on my mind. I have a couple projects that I'm working on. I have some knitting that I'm working on. I have cross stitch that I'm working on. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Well, stay tuned.